Well, that's the deal done. I've just signed on the dotted line, as it were, and bought the Corribee Moonraker, who you can see just over my right shoulder, just down there. And this is the first yacht I've owned in quite a long time, and I'm kind of mixed with a feeling of excitement and trepidation about all the things that could have possibly go wrong, and whether or not I've done a sensible thing, or whether this is just yet more folly. But also mixing that with a lot of excitement about the possible places that I could go and the adventures that I can have, and you know, the things that I can do, and getting away from it all and hoping to achieve some of that kind of bliss that people talk about. But anyway, as you can see, she's down there in the harbour tidal basin in Workington, and I feel a bit like a child on Christmas Eve, because I know she's there and she's mine, but I can't quite get at her yet until the tide comes in a bit more. And I want to go and start exploring her and making lists of the jobs that need doing and things like that. So I need to go and wait for the tide to come in a bit further, and then hopefully I'll be able to get down there and actually start my life with Moonraker. So yeah. In the meantime, it's a very quiet day here. It's very peaceful. There's nobody about and very little wind. So it's quite a nice day to reflect on the joys of boat ownership. So this is my first look around, my first proper look around inside Moonraker as an owner, certainly. And yeah, takes a certain amount of imagination, I think, to be able to see her full potential. There's quite a lot of yeah. A lot of the woodwork that's been in here has got damp and rotted, so that's going to have to all be replaced. There's some interesting things. There's I'm not sure what mark she is. There's this sort of strange bulkhead thing here which gives two bunks up front, up towards the bows, but it looks small even for a child. So. And on other Corribees that I've seen, this area here would be a port quarter berth, but that seems to have been blocked off, and it doesn't actually look as though it's ever been opened, really. There's access out in the cockpit to, if you can see that, to underneath it for storage, but it doesn't look as though it's ever really been a quarter berth. I mean, there is a decent sized quarter berth there, and the cushions to go on that. That box has just got some ropes and bits and pieces in. I'll go through that later. Yeah, so it's an interesting one. I don't know where to start, really. Probably a very good clean would be a good thing, and get some of the stuff off her, but I can't really do that while she's sitting at a swinging mooring. If we go and have a quick look outside. Things are a little bit more positive. She seems to have been pretty well looked after. She's certainly showing her age, but aren't we all? It's going to take me a little while to work my way around this lot. But from everything that I've read about Corribees, and I've checked the things that they reckon you should look out for, like, for example, the foot of the mast bowing in and things like that, and there doesn't seem to be any sign of that. So all things considered, I'm not displeased. I do quite like the axe handle tiller though. Don't know if you can see that. That clearly used to be an axe handle at some point and has been modified accordingly, which is interesting. Ooh, train going past. It's the Workington to Maryport line. And yeah, here we are in Workington. Very nice place, really. Just looking the other way down the cabin, what you can see of it. It's an interesting looking log there. I don't know what, if anything, that's connected to. What about, for that matter? What does that say? Ofcom 2005 expiry. We need a new one of them. There's certainly some very interesting wiring going on here. Some quite creative. I'd like to think that the previous owner, maybe wiring wasn't quite their forte. So I'll have to get my multimeter down, I think, and start working out what things are and where they go. Nasty bit of rot just there, so this, yeah, very nasty. So that panel's going to have to be replaced completely, but that is not a massive job. The lovely thing is that unlike other boats I've owned, this one's fiberglass, so everything that's really important is still going to be there and not rotted away. A definite bonus. So, all things considered, I'm pretty pleased, and a good purchase, I think. Time will tell, but you know, it's the I think it's the 5th of October today, and I think if a boat's going to look good on the 5th of October, well, not good, but you know what I mean, acceptable, then imagine how great it'll look in July. You know, when the sun's shining and I'm lounging around at the tiller with a nice glass of something cold and my shades on and my shorts on. So yeah, I'm expecting a few months of fairly miserable weather now, and I need to get a lot of this work done and try and work out what's rotten and what isn't, and what needs fastening back down and what doesn't, and where all this spaghetti goes. Some highly dubious connections down here. Anyway, yeah, pleased. Very, definitely pleased.